opened back in 2003. Have a look at the link. Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Today, longtime foes square off in the NFC East, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. On the option left, it's Hurts. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
First down.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ballgame, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Complete, it's Dodson. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hurts. Going right back to Dodson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Throwing is Hurts. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not I just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. So let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on third down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Up the middle with Barkley. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, an Eagle quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Barkley will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
That looks fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. They'll have a former Heisman Trophy winner calling the shots, hailing from the island of Oahu in Hawaii, Marcus Mariota.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
2nd down and 6 now. Here's Mariota. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, They avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook and show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
1st and 10.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This pass hauled in by Dotson. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and
3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Here's Hurts to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Oh, the sneak. It's Hurts. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Krosky Merritt. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Mariota now from the 50. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride the offense this go-around.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And that'll be incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for an Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Hurts completing this one quickly. Call it a gain of a yard. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Smith. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. Now Hurts on the option right. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stuff. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage, completion-wise, way up. Not that time. On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Jalen Lane deep for Washington. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Mariota. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Mariota. Under pressure, they got him again. Jahad Campbell in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Now Mariota. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. A little juke. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Smith will come in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
First carry now for A.J. Dillon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards down to the 13.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Washington offense set to take over.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Short throw here, the tight end Bates. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
To throw, Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
Mariota. He'll try and do this himself. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts,
as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
14. And the Washington first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Mariota.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
2nd and 10.
Mariota now. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 6 yards there on the keeper at 2nd down.
Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. A two-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Play fake. Mariota. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
On the give, Krosky Merritt. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Slot man moves right. To throw is Mariota. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here's Tressway now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away.
It's a pickup at 3.
And it'll be second down.
2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. Oh, twisting away. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 43 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. A handoff to Barkley. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. Saquon Barkley, touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Washington ready to try again on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Looking to put a drive together. On play action, Mariota.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Throwing, Mariota. Now he's going to step up and run. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Throwing is Mariota.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, it's Krosky-Merritt. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Back to Krosky-Merritt on first down.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line.
Nolan Smith showing some burst there to catch him behind the line.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Here's Mariota.
He'll swing this out to Krosky-Merritt.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
His He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Mariota to throw it. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Oh, looked like they got someone to jump there. And if that's the case, this will be a 1st down.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10.
Again, it's Krosky-Merritt.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. In motion right, Debo. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
3rd and 3.
Looking to throw.
And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he's got Smith here. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And this one complete to Smith.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Second down, here's Barkley again. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Hurts. Now he'll tuck this and run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
A gain of 15 yards.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give to Barkley out of the gun. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. Throwing is Hurts. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
From the gun, it's Hurts. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so that you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. He's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Mariota.
Got his man, and that's the rookie fourth-round pick.
7 yards there and a first down.
7-yard gain. That's good for a Commanders first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Mariota, option left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
A run inside, Krosky Merritt.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. That is incomplete. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Taken down at the 34. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
It's Barkley on the counter. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 1 yard and now no yards. Have him looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
51-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. He juked him. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Looking to put a drive together. To throw, Mariota. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Mariota. A throw left side, hauled in by Lane. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there and end up making the play.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Here's Tressway now, standing just outside his own goal line. It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
First down.
Mariota going for it all. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at triple zeros. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Mariota now. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
3rd and 4. Mariota. Now he'll tuck this and run. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing third down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
Krosky Merritt trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on first down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Oh, this one, they need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. Krosky Merritt going to try and push his way in. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.